France is going to give internal combustion engine cars higher parking fees. Now, there's a lot of incentives in France to buy an electric car, but France is making it even more punitive to own an internal combustion engine car as well. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to see you. Paris, in particular, will sting heavy cars, internal combustion vehicles, with triple the cost to park. Triple the cost. That's a pretty good reason to go EV. I mean, as if there wasn't enough reasons already, especially in France, where there's actually quite a few different electric cars you could buy. Combustion cars heavier than 1,600 kilos, meaning about 90% of cars on the market today, will soon cost triple the parking fees in Paris. Now, interestingly, if your electric car exceeds 2,000 kilograms, it will as well. So it's worth having a look at this. I've spoken in the past about different EVs. Some of them weigh a lot more than others. The Tesla Model Y and the Model 3 both weigh well under 2,000 kilos, so they won't be penalized with very, very high parking fees. But there's quite a few EVs from the Volkswagen group in particular that weigh well over the 2,000 kilogram mark, meaning those EVs you would think would be promoted and get cheaper parking, but they won't. They're going to get triple the cost for parking as well. In an effort to counter the hordes of SUVs cluttering the streets of Paris and of France, residents have voted to introduce a new parking fee scheme. So this is not the government, this is residents that voted for it. Petrol, diesel and hybrid cars in excess of 1,600 kilos and EVs that exceed a weight of 2,000 kilograms will be stung by these new rules. Charges of Australian or about US $20 an hour, Australian $30 an hour to park in the city centre. That's a lot of money, $20 US per hour. And $20 for city limits parking as well will be applied to cars exceeding those weight limits. Speaking with The Guardian, Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo endorsed the 55% yes vote, declaring the higher fees a form of social justice. This is about very expensive cars driven by people who today have not yet made the changes to their behaviour that have to be made in response to climate change, said Hidalgo. Now, it's really got nothing to do with expensive cars. The truth is this affects all cars equally. I mean, even affordable cars way over those weights quite often. Anyway, this concept is looking to attract other major cities, with London's Mayor Sadiq Khan saying he plans on doing something similar. I'm a firm believer in stealing good policies if other cities are doing stuff that works. We will copy them, said Khan. So it looks like London's going to do the same thing. David Bellard, the deputy mayor in Paris, feels the increased tariffs will be directed at the richest people. However, exceptions will be made for commercial vehicles, including taxis. People living with disabilities will also be spared, as specialty accessibility vehicles will often exceed the weight limits. So yeah, you've got to be careful, guys, now if you live in France and London soon. You don't want to buy an EV that weighs more than 2,000 kilograms. And you don't want to buy an internal combustion car, period, in my opinion, whether or not it weighs more than 1,600 or not. What are your thoughts on this plan? I like the fact that the residents actually were able to vote. This wasn't just some government decision. It would have come from special interest groups. In many countries, such as America, that often happens. But in France, the residents voted, and so the decision was made. Was this a good decision or a bad decision? I actually think it's probably a good decision, depending on who the money goes to. What are your thoughts? Thanks for watching.